We bear a sacred burden. For an age, we have protected the lands of men.
Whoa, we're standing in the shadow of a dragon here. Kind of appropriate for Dragon Age Origins. Could you tell us a little bit about what Origins is about and why you choose to start out the Dragon Age franchise with that?
I sure can. I mean, really, it's kind of got double meaning. It's certainly the origins of the company in a way. It's something we always joke about. The Bioware started with, really, when we hit our stride with the Baldur's Gate 1, Baldur's Gate 2 games. In a way, this is kind of a spiritual successor to them. Now, the thing with Origins, in terms of its exact meaning, is that it gives you a chance to actually dive in and pick not only your character's race and gender and like how they look, but also an origin story that's unique to you. Now, each of the characters, like a dwarf noble or an elven commoner or a human noble or mage, they all have these different stories that kind of give you a different take on the way the world works, how your position is, and then they introduce you into the role of a Grey Warden, which is really how you become the defender of the world. But what I like about it is it gives you these different motivations. You know, maybe you're doing it for revenge, right? Maybe for you it's kind of a lust for power, that kind of stuff. All kind of ties together to really color that initial experience. So that's why I think Origins kind of stands alone as unique and why we named it that.
It's been a while since the last Baldur's Gate. How would you say that that's sort of the genre and what kind of advancements have you made since then, and how will Dragon Age be more than just Baldur's Gate 3 or?
Well, I think we've got two big gains there. I mean, first of all, we're bringing the game to the consoles, right? So we're seeing it on the PS3, the Xbox 360, and the PC. So we're able to actually not just, you know, develop the game for one, but actually develop it for all three. Tune the way it has its interface, tune the way, you know, players experience it, and that actually gives us like a really broad spectrum where we're forced to actually think about what's fun, what's really, you know, entertaining and stuff. As a result, I think the interface as a whole has become more streamlined, more accessible, even for the PC crowd. And we haven't actually had to change the game or do any major shifts as a result. It's just the console development has caused us to think about it even deeper.
How has development changed, and when was it really ramped up to full production?
I would say we really hit our stride probably about 3 years ago, and then we came to, like, you know, okay, it just started to form up in its final form about 2 years ago. It's a massive game, though, so as much as it's like, oh, cool, that's like the final game, the amount of polish we had to do to make sure that it hit the Bioware level of quality was staggering. So we had a really good team. We got some of the best guys in the company. We got guys who did the conversations from Mass Effect to come over. It was wonderful to actually have everyone pull in and just make sure this is a landmark in fantasy.
What are you showing behind closed doors here at E3?
Well, at E3 we decided to actually, for the first time to ever, show a dragon. Actually show, yes, we do have them in Dragon Age. And I joke, because we kind of finished the dragon fairly spectacularly, that you can even ride one for a little while, largely by ramming your sword into his head. The other thing that we're doing is actually showcasing some of the interactions between different characters in the party. I want to make sure that people understand there's a deep role-playing system that, you know, if you choose to, cheat on someone, the other party members that you cheated on are going to instantly know about it. They're going to react to it, call you on it. I want to make sure that people understand it's not just, you know, violence and gore and all that kind of stuff. There's also that really deep story and that interaction. Honestly, I think it's our most, you know, interactive game to date in that respect.
Even though you're making Star Wars The Old Republic, it seems like you moved on to your own original IP, your own original stories. Even though I have to say you're sort of masters at working on someone else's properties as well. Is that a conscious choice? Is that something that will be significant for Bioware in the future moving on?
It was a conscious choice, yeah. We decided it would be amazing to try our hand after we'd, you know, gone through the Forgotten Realms and Star Wars at creating some spaces of our own. We have an entire team of writers. They were chomping at the bit to kind of, okay, let me make my world, and we let them go nuts. It began with Jade Empire, Mass Effect was the next entry, and of course now we've got a fantasy game in Dragon Age, which I remember my old boss used to joke that we've kind of hit the nerd trifecta of Kung Fu, fantasy, and sci-fi. Yes! Maybe we'll make them all cross over in a big head fighting game. Who knows? That is unlikely to happen. However, yeah.
Massive Dragon Empire.
Wow, that'd be quite the title. Eclectic at best. So yeah, I think really for us a great opportunity to kind of dig in, do our own stuff, and we had the confidence of a lot of studios backing us. EA's been a huge support, and it's really worked out, I think. That said, when we look at, you know, the Old Republic, it's like, sure, we'll go back. It's a wonderful time period. It's a place we're familiar with. And working with LucasArts is great to be back and doing that again.